Hello, fabulous Libra. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of October 2015. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What an amazing month it is for you. Of all the zodiac, you are the one who is likely to experience the most changes, the most revelations, the most forward momentum, the most fresh starts, and really coming to a much clearer understanding of who you are and exactly what direction it is that you want to go. In fact, so much of the focus really is on you this month that we might as well say in some ways you are the star of the show. Well, not quite the star. Let's say you're the moon, the new moon that is, and a new moon standing across the sky from Uranus, smack dab in the middle of the month. And right around the same time, we have Mercury in your sign standing still and going direct. So these two things taking place simultaneously. Ultimately, it is Uranus and it is Mercury that represent your fellow air signs, Aquarius and Gemini, respectively. And what we also have is, within days, all sort of happening at the same time, is your ruling planet, Venus, leaving shadow. Finally, this extended period that all of us have been going through, the Venus retrograde season, is over. And you are forward momentum in every sense of the word. You are feeling clear and you're feeling in your element. Now, here's the thing. Clarity comes in different forms and it comes in different ways, and it is always to be embraced, right? What is clarity? It's the truth, okay? The truth will find you this month. And I gotta say, if you have not wanted, if it's you that has not wanted the truth to come out, it's gonna come out. If it is someone else and you haven't been very clear in whatever way, this is going to be you being really clear with yourself and with them. But more importantly, this really is sort of one of those light bulb moments, right? The proverbial light bulb moment, that moment of awareness, that moment of clarity that changes just about everything, changes so much for you. Now, if you were born right around the 10th of the month, right, and pretty much anyone born right around the 10th of any given month, but those born right around the 10th of the month will feel this new moon that much more importantly and that much more potently. Ultimately, this is a fresh start, and a fresh start that seemingly comes out of nowhere. Now, I am of the belief, of course, that when you're living your life with consciousness and a desire to cultivate greater consciousness, then you can usually sense and usually feel when changes are headed your way. But here's the thing. You've recently had Mercury retrograde in your sign. You don't always see things clearly when Mercury's retrograde, and especially when Mercury's retrograde in your own sign, things aren't always so obvious. You've also just recently now, your ruling planet is leaving shadow. So your ruling planet as well has been doing a dance that's not so common. Now leaving shadow, so forward momentum there. So there may be some areas in which you haven't been able to be really honest with yourself or with another person, really see things as they are in an undeniable kind of way. And that's exactly what's going to be visiting you this month. Now, this is the start of your own new year. Usually, every sign gets one new moon once a year, and this is your time. This is your month. This is the start of a brand new lunar cycle for you. It's a brand new year. It's a chance to begin again. It's a chance to plant some seeds. Here is the key thing. I think, as I look at this new moon, I think that this revelation as to who you are, really. Now that who you are might be reflected in another person. You might see it in them, or it might be you that has the realization but it's very likely that there's going to be at least one other person involved, and I'll talk about this more in the love-focused horoscope, but it needn't necessarily be someone, a romantic situation. However, there's going to be at least one other person in some way involved with you having to face the truth about yourself, about where you are in your life and why, and what it is that is no longer acceptable to you. What it is that must change. That is going to become very clear to you. What must change if you are going to live with integrity, if you are going to live in alignment with a healthy self-concept. It's almost as if you may have been accepting a situation less than ideal for a little bit too long, a little bit longer than you've needed to. And especially where that's the case, this light bulb turning on will be especially bright. But here is what is so great. You're moving forward. You're moving forward with an understanding and an undeniable certainty as to who you are. And it's one of those moments that I think really you will look back on for a very long time to come as when you were able to demonstrate clearly your identity, like some key characteristic that will define you for a very long time to come. So this is really lightening your load, letting go of baggage, letting go of anything that no longer serves you, and the future that you see in front of you now. It's a future that is very heart-centered. It is a future that is based on you and not necessarily anyone else, even if other people are facilitating the awareness for you, and even if that facilitation is uncomfortable, it's still all about you. So you've got this new moon happening in the middle of the month. You're planting some very important seeds right about now. And these seeds ultimately will flourish more fully as time goes forward, particularly in 6 months' time. In 6 months' time, there'll be a full moon in your sign, and I'll be here to talk about it then. That will be an important moment. But if you look at it even from a larger perspective, Jupiter, right? Jupiter right now is in the sign just before yours. This is one of the more quiet areas of the sky. And Jupiter will be speaking and begin a conversation that will perfect 3 times in total. But really, Jupiter will be dancing with Pluto starting this month, right around that new moon, and through the first half of next year. So this to me says that you are bringing to light, bringing to awareness, and having a deepening understanding of your past and how it has shaped who you are. There's a strong drive now, especially with this conversation, to understand what you don't want to carry into the future. So there's this element there of deciding what personal characteristics, what, hurts or pains or memories or baggage or whatever the case may be, whatever it is that you don't want to be anymore and that you've outgrown. This is coming to awareness right now as well. And energetically as well, there's also a release taking place slowly but surely, but this is one of those power moments. So you can expect right about now some memories to pop up seemingly out of nowhere that change your whole perspective. And you can expect other people to behave in surprising ways so that you can get clear as to who you are. There's something very important that you are wanting to start, that you are wanting to begin. This is the clarity and this is the determination to take that step. It is a beginning of sorts, but keep in mind, there's a bigger beginning coming up further down the road. And every beginning ultimately prepares you for the next and the next. And every beginning means that you are renewed and that you can start fresh in any way that you want, because you know that your life is truly your own.